Thanks for coming. As you're all aware, we responded at 9:33 today to a call of an active shooter at Santa Cruz High School. The original reports included multiple shots with multiple victims. The school immediately went into lockdown, as we always train. And as you probably saw, you had agencies, hundreds of officers from all different agencies in our county. And I want to take a moment to thank all of our brothers and sisters that came today to help secure the school and, most importantly, ensure that our students were safe. We had air support in the air, we had drone support in the air, probably within 5 or 10 minutes. And as you saw again, hundreds of local law enforcement here to support us. At this point, it is a fluid, active scene, and the case is being investigated. We are still actively clearing all of the campus and all the buildings. Up to this point, we have not found any signs of an active shooter or any injuries on the campus. The search of the campus will take at least an hour or more, and we are working closely with our partners at the Santa Cruz City School District to coordinate a reunification with the students' parents. I want to thank our partnership with the city schools. Superintendent Chris Monroe and I have been at the side-by-side for the last 45 minutes to an hour, coordinating the best we can our response to this. So at this point, I could take any questions.
Has someone been detained, or was someone detained during the search?
I believe that there was one person detained that was in the middle of the campus, but at this point there's no evidence to link this person to any sort of active shooter or any crime at all.
So I mean, everybody's safe, students, employees, everybody's safe at this point?
At this point, everybody is still in lockdown, and we are still searching the entire campus. But at this point, we have not found anybody that has suffered any gunshots, any injuries whatsoever. Students, staff, everybody on campus at this point appears to be safe, but we're not done.
Did you get calls that maybe other schools might have been involved with an active shooter as well for the shootings?
We did not. I believe that there was some information out there that maybe some other schools in the county, I don't know where those came from, if they were just rumors. Obviously these cause a lot of emotion, and sometimes it's just misinformation, but we specifically did not receive calls for that.
Can you offer more details about the call itself? What was the report?
It was exactly what I stated. It was an active shooter in a classroom with multiple injuries and multiple victims.
And some parents said that classroom didn't even exist, so that was kind of an indication that it may have been a hoax, because there was no such classroom at Santa Cruz High.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know if we have that much detail. We're probably not as familiar with the campus as some of the parents, but that may be in fact true, and we will continue to look into this if it turns out to be a hoax, who is potentially responsible for that.
Now, Monterey High School is not operating for the rest of the day. I mean, are the rest of the schools in the school district impacted?
Monterey, Santa
Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz High School will be cleared once the search of the buildings is completed, and they will be reunified with their families.
Can parents come pick them up at the Depot Park, or there's a place of reunification?
Yes, we put it out. The reunification location is at Depot Park. We will have city school staff, we will have county staff, school staff, as well as counseling at Depot Park for the students and the parents to reunify and utilize the resources that will be available to them today.
In which way are you guys prepared for an event like this, an active shooter? Do you guys consider you're ready and prepared?
Absolutely. As you've seen, we just trained not too long ago up at Scotts Valley High with all of our county partners. So this is why we do it. It is chaotic, but we make it as controlled chaos as possible. But it is there's a lot going on.
Are all the students accounted for? There's some tips that some students flood the campus, making sure that everyone has been.
At this point, it's way too early since all the students are still in lockdown. That's too hard to answer that.
Can you tell us more about who was detained?
I don't know. I also have the Santa Cruz City School Superintendent Chris Monroe here. If you have questions specifically for her, I have Ferris Sabah from the County Office of Education, Jim Hart, and the sheriff from the sheriff's office, and Chris Clark, the undersheriff. If you have any questions for them as well, so I'll step back, and you probably have questions for the superintendent, I'm sure.
Yes, there will be school in session tomorrow. Our other schools, there's a question about our other schools. Our other schools are sheltering in place right now, just out of an abundance of caution. We, again, no evidence of an active shooter on campus. Our students are safe. Our staff is safe. We are incredibly grateful to the Santa Cruz Police Department, the Santa Cruz Sheriff Department, and all of the law enforcement agencies in the county who've responded and implemented the safety protocols that we practice regularly and collaborate on regularly. And we rely on them and are so grateful to them for the support that they provide in helping us keep our campus safe. We are also grateful to the County Office of Education for their support, and they help us work with interagencies to plan for emergencies, and we're grateful that this was a practice day and that there is no one hurt, there are no injuries again, and the protocols that we have in place worked.
Speaking to that idea of preparedness, how often are the students undergoing active shooter drills?
We do annual drills with students, and we do evacuation drills and other kinds of safety drills that are components of that kind of active shooter drill, and we do training for our staff annually in addition to that. And currently, school leaders meet monthly at the County Office of Education to work on our safety protocols.
Can you describe how you communicate with parents during a situation like this?
We use email and texts and phone calls to reach families and let them know what's happening in an event like this.
Are students allowed to have their cell phones in class? I know a lot of parents are texting with their children.
So middle school students don't have their phones in classrooms. High school students do. They often use it as a part of instruction. So yes, students are obviously communicating with their families, and we just want to assure everyone again that students are safe, staff are safe, and soon they'll be able to meet their parents. And I just want to clarify, we have a protocol for reunification that includes some students, if on a student's emergency card, it says that they are okayed to be released at the end of an incident. They can go on their own when they're in high school. Other students will go to Depot Park.
Was there anything noteworthy happening on campus today that might have prompted a student or somebody to make this kind of call?
Nothing that I'm aware of. There has been a national trend. We were notified a couple weeks ago of a trend across the nation for people to call in false active shooter events. And I had shared that with my staff because it's happened in other states, and it looks like that's what's happened today.
Is there plans for heightened security on campus tomorrow?
I'll be deferring to my law enforcement partners to answer that question about what's appropriate for tomorrow.
When you say schools are on lockdown, do you mean all schools or just high schools? Or?
All of our schools are sheltering in place.
Sorry.
They're not on lockdown. There's a difference. Sheltering in place is they're staying in their classrooms right now, and they're not moving about campus.
And they're still having classes. Mm-hmm. The parents are not picking them up.
Right. School is still in session in the district.
Just curious about the timeline, since this appears to be maybe it wasn't a real active shooter situation. When did students start sheltering in place or go on lockdown? Was the call made first and then the school responded?
The police, I believe the call came into the police department. Am I correct? Yes. So the police notified us that we needed to move into lockdown. Any other questions? Again, I just want to express my gratitude to all of these folks for their leadership and support in keeping our students and our staff safe.
Okay, well, thank you. We'll put something out. The police department will put something out probably around 3 or 4 o'clock this afternoon with any sort of additional details. By that time, we should have cleared the campus and students are back reunified with their parents. So look for something about 3, maybe 4 o'clock at the latest for kind of an update. Thank you.